the edge of the wonderful world of dragons, everyone. I'm your host, Swift Edge, and we last month actually reacted to a terrifying and scary and really cool fun, inspired by the man in the suit, How to Train Your Dragon analog horror, and a lot of you actually recommended that I should check out the How to Train Your Dragon Infection AU, and I guess this is a comic, and this comes from Sneep Snop? I almost said Sneep Snoop, but that's not it. And they have a number of videos dedicated to a terrifying alternate universe of How to Train Your Dragon, where if you look at it, that looks a little creepy and a little wild. But I hope you got your drinks, hope you got your snacks, hopefully nothing comes up that's too disgusting that you can't finish your food. We're gonna go ahead and get into watching whatever this is. We have an official lore collection of gore body. Great, cool. So maybe if you are eating something, maybe set it off to the side. Phase 1. No noticeable differences. Slight increase in thirst or decrease in appetite may occur. 3 to 5 days. Tear ducts, sinuses, and ear canals begin to leak fluid. Appetite is nearly gone and thirst is greatly increased. The dragon will become, what was that? Lethargic. Okay, cool. Phase 3, 1 week. The eyes begin to fail. The scales of the dragon fade, and it will rapidly lose weight. The dragon will only move to drink. It's far too weak now to do much else. Oh, poor Toothless. You just want to maybe not give him a hug. The stage marks the doom of the dragon. It can no longer be saved. Oh, come on, not our boy Toothless. It's phase 4, 9 to 12 days. It is at the stage when the eyes rot out of the head and the scales fall off. The inside of the mouth dries and shrivel. Oh, what the fudge, man? You can't hit me with that. Shrivels up. It would be far more merciful to kill the dragon now. Otherwise, it will only continue to suffer as its remaining consciousness is eaten away. Prepare yourself for the boom. It appears that the dragon has finally died. It is alive and hostile. It is on death. These dragons are now necrotic. The freaking Game of Thrones style has happened. Okay. The Night King would like a word. This is also very much D&D related of zombie dragons. Don't believe me? Read the books. Stormfly. Stormfly status injured, not infected. Stormfly was attacked by Toothless Husk. I'm certain of this, for we share similar bite marks. Okay. She shows no symptoms of the illness after weeks of being bitten, but me and my team will continue watching her closely. She's showing signs of trauma, clearly distraught by what she experienced that night. You gotta wonder how Hiccup is responding to this. This has definitely got to be Hiccup writing this down, because he would obviously be leading everyone to be like, this is how you train the dragons, this is how you tame them, this is how you get them to react in certain situations. So for him, having monitored a lot of that and probably teaching everyone how to do that for the majority of the future, he's definitely got to be writing all this down to be like, hey, we're dealing with a lot of hell. Barf and belch. Warning, decapitation. Oh, goody. Status infected, stage 2. Barf shows the symptoms of the illness. Perhaps if he's removed, the other head can survive. Oh, no. You can't have one without the other, though. Oh. Barf was successfully removed with sedatives, of course, and after a few days, Belch has no symptoms. We're going to keep him in quarantine, and I'm keeping the head to study. Belch cannot be doing well with that. Barf's status deceit. I cut open and studied Barf's head. What I found sickened me. Crawling in the nasal eye cavity and in the tissue were what looked like white worms. They were only a little larger than maggots, but longer in shape. Perhaps this illness is parasitic. Maybe it has to do with a certain body of water or even the fish caught in it. They don't like being incinerated. Burn those mother truckers alive. The Light Fury. The Light Fury has reluctantly allowed Hiccup to fit her with Toothless's old gear so they can find and dispatch him. She's still reluctant to attack the husk of Toothless, but she allows Hiccup to ride her and look for more information about the illness. That's gotta be hard for the Light Fury. Hookfang. Hookfang's status unaffected. Snotlout and Hookfang have stepped up and act as Burke's main defenders. Gobber even fashioned some makeshift armor for Hookfang out of some shields and scrap metal. Hookfang does not hesitate to scorch any husks in sight, and he offers even more aggression to Toothless's rotting husk, but I've seen how difficult it can be for Hookfang to rest, likely in fear that another corpse may attack. That dragon is being overworked. He's going to suffer from exhaustion. The parasites and their hosts have a strong aversion to heat, which leads me to believe that's why Hookfang hasn't gotten sick, despite eating fish from what my team suspect is infected water. I think his habit of setting himself ablaze is what kills the parasites before they can take hold. Hookfang's got a built-in security system, and we love that. Meatlug. Oh, you would definitely be infected. All of the mess going on has left Meatlug nervous. She's been more sensitive to noises outside, and she's grown much more protective of me. I make sure to cut open, check, and cook her fish before she eats. It's time consuming. She doesn't like the wait, but I can't afford to lose meat lug to the parasites. I don't trust anyone else to check her fish either. It's a good thing that her main diet consists of stone. There's no risks in that meal. Okay, thank God. It looks a cloud jumper. Status: Valka and Cloud Jumper have returned from an expedition through what was formerly Grimmel's territory in order to free the remaining trapped dragons. Despite sending terrible terrors with warnings, she told me she hasn't heard news of the recent plague up to now. After explaining the issue to her, she seemed very distraught. She's familiar with this ailment. She said that before the death of her allied Beast, she occasionally saw dragons with the symptoms that were quickly dispatched by other dragons or even frozen solid by the Alpha himself. Cloud Jumper doesn't show any signs of the illness right now, but I'm keeping an eye on him. Diluted Changewing acid, cup of ale, and water, 1 spoon acid. It's been 6 days. It took a day longer for Cloud Jumper to show the symptoms. It may be due to his larger size. Valka, my team, and I have been working tirelessly for a cure while it's still possible. We've been keeping Cloud Jumper subdued with herbs and meat so he won't feel pain while we try to drive out the parasites. I drilled some small holes beneath his horns and his snout plates to flush his sinuses with salt water, heavily diluted Changewing acid, smoke, heat, then more salt water. Between these skull and sinus flushes, we keep him in a tamed fireworm nest where the queen can watch over him while he recovers. I'll write more if he starts to improve. That's gonna be terrifying as well for those that are the riders of these dragons to deal with this. I think we've done it. We finally had a breakthrough. Cloud Jumper, although weak and dehydrated, has regained his appetite. He also seems more energetic. We're going to keep flushing his system until we can be sure that he's free from the parasites. I theorize that this method won't work for the aquatic and non-fire breathing dragons. Nightmares, squirrels, even if they're not fire-based, they electrify their electricity heats them more than the parasites can handle. Squirrels are also notably intelligent, which helps, and most other high heat and boulder class dragons are safe from fireworms are completely immune. On a darker note, I've received more and more reports of infected dragons. I pray it's just paranoia among the Vikings, but I can only expect the worst and hope for the best. For now, the fireworms are our best hope to cure our dragons. You gotta keep a lot of those on hand then. Not infected. I found a new way of catching infected dragons in their earlier stages thanks to Skullcrusher. I learned this after Skullcrusher grew anxious and even defensive after catching the scent of someone's snalthang. It appears that the Rumblehorn's keen sense of smell can detect the toxins produced by the parasites. That's very helpful. I'm going to deploy the use of Rumblehorns to check everyone's dragon so they can be cured before it's too late. I'll ask for volunteers and let them take turns sniffing for the illness. It's too stressful for the Rumblehorns to be doing this for more than an hour at a time. That's why you gotta get a lot. The cured. I've been constantly perfecting the cure and methods with each sick dragon found, but there's still only 70% chance of a survival at best. Only some of the cured dragons have no lasting damage. The vast amount receive lifelong impairments. Many of them lose their sense of balance and coordination. Even more are left blind. I'll keep developing the cure. I just hope Hiccup and the Light Fairy return soon. It's been over a week, so this is not actually Hiccup writing this. Hiccup's already out, so is it Astrid maybe doing it? Snafflefang found too late to later show symptoms days after Skullcrusher found it blind, otherwise fine. Cured Habblegrunt, no lasting damage. So they're going to be tough to be able to really do much else for flying and whatnot. Windshear. Heather arrived almost a week after the message about the parasites was received on Berserker Island. She was instantly helpful despite having no prior knowledge of the parasites. She wanted to bring her brother Dagger, but he apparently had business to take care of, whatever that means. Heather's most recent journey was to the Wing Maidens Island. They taught her a lot regarding Windshear, her Razor Whip. They both live together in harmony. After all, upon her return, she told me something astounding. Razor Whips are apparently immune to the parasites. It may be due to their sea slug something to do with the toxins. Whatever the case, I must research further with Windshear and the slugs she eats, maybe even attempt to contaminate her to confirm this theory. As exciting as this is, I'm afraid to tell Roughnut. You're gonna try to intentionally infect a dragon. That is insane. I love the way this goes. That is very fun. That is very cool. And I'm very thankful that people have recommended this. I need to see more. So right away, we are going into the next bit of this infection horror. The same lake. Oh, that's an infected dragon. Oh, that's an oh, no. Well, that's not good. You found him, girl. Come on. Go get him. This is the right place? I don't think you're gonna like what you find. He could have set up camp. They found Hiccup, but Hiccup don't look too good. Hiccup? My boy. I was so worried. Wait, where's the Light Fury? Hiccup, tell me who did this. If you try, Toothless will rip you apart. No blade can kill him now. What do you mean? The Light Fury can't help us anymore. My boy, how did you survive? He had a little bit of help. He does not look so good at all. There is trauma in those eyes. It ripped... Toothless ripped apart the Light Fury. Oh, that's so messed up. Such a twisted turn on such a... Well, sometimes the series is a little bit cherry, but oh my gosh, that's such a twist. I need more. The Thunder Drum. An infected Thunder Drum is a much different threat than its former self. It doesn't take long for the decay to destroy the dragon's lungs and vocal cords, so deafening foes is no longer an option. Beaches should only be visited if necessary, but because these husks now tend to hide in sand and mud, if any unfortunate victims wander too close, the beast will snap them up in an instant to provide its hive with more nutrients. Curious. The behavior is like that of a sand ray. Well, at least they can't deafen you, but they will now hide. And kind of like a spider hidden beneath the sand will snap you up. An infected sand wraith often takes a curious measure to repair its dying body using sand rather than blasting it at its enemies, and instead patches up the opening scars in its flesh. This always ends with a sandstone statue with an infested carcass inside. They can't move very quickly during the process, so it would only be a threat if it catches you off guard. It looks as if they decay faster while encased in sand. So it's trying to repair its dying body with the sand, but it's dying faster with the sand. The Speed Stinger. Speed Stingers are a very big threat during this time, but if one is infected, the rest are sure to follow under the plague's effects. The dragon becomes much more aggressive, fast, and deadly due to their size. They fall apart rather quickly and end up running so fast at their victims that their legs may fall off upon impact or slowing down. Any areas populated by these dragons should be avoided at all costs. If the packs should find you, pray to Odin that you are given a quick death. It kind of reminds me of Flash with the deceased line, because Flash was running so fast that it was infecting a lot of people, and Superman went to go and stop him, but the Flash was moving so fast that he broke apart, but a finger was jabbed into Superman's body, and therefore it infected Superman. So those dragons would break apart and then just infect people, because they would just kill themselves. Typhoomerang. An infected Typhoomerang is much less of a danger than I thought. I didn't even think they could get infected due to their hot nature. I suppose those affected are old or sick, so it's a rare occurrence. I believe that because of their size, it takes much longer for the parasites to shut down the brain, but will still weaken and damage the body as they progress. I found this one with its head raised as if it were stargazing. Almost didn't notice it until I realized the breeze was the beast breathing. It didn't notice me. It's kind of giving me the Fatalis vibe from Monster Hunter, and that's terrifying. I caught another new behavior. Later on the same night, I found the unfortunate dragon. Other Typhoomerangs had gathered around and seemed to be performing some sort of ritual to say their goodbyes, almost like a funeral. They knew not to get too close, but they all spewed fire up into the sky and led a chorus of cries and shrieks all through the woods. Once they were done, after a few hours, they put the dying Typhoomerang all light to kill off the rest of the infection. Then as soon as they showed up, they flew off. I wasn't done reading. They flew off into the night. I wonder if they knew the heat would kill the parasites. Perhaps they're even more intelligent than we know. Well, some of them are able to sniff out the infection than others, so there's got to be that intelligent to know intelligence. The Death Song. No longer able to control its amber spit, an infected Death Song will leave a hardened trail wherever it goes. From its jaw hangs the dried amber that leaks out, and sometimes causes the mouth to stick shut upon observation. I've found that they still try to sing despite their lungs and vocal cords failing for hours. It will stand with its mouth agape, desperate to sing despite losing its mind to the plague. All that comes out are hisses and an echo at best. They hunt their victims similarly to how they would while alive, but I prefer not to repeat the sickening process. I doubt I'll sleep well tonight. Yeah, that's a very interesting and disgusting sight to look at. I'm not even gonna lie, that is pretty gross. The Timberjack. The timberjack functions as an organic guillotine upon infection. No longer able to fly, it entangles itself among the trees and thick woods and waits for an unfortunate victim to cross its path. Any animal or Viking will be decapitated, or depending on the state of its wings, impaled. This one caught me off guard and left me with a nasty scar. And it's not infecting the Vikings, so it's only an infection among the dragons. Currently. But that is a terrifying sight, and that is something I would totally use in my D&D campaign for a horror scenario. Okay, maybe now it's infecting the Viking. I did not know how to feel about that last sight. This is getting really scary. I also love the fact that How to Train Your Dragon has just so many dragons. The lore is so freaking beautiful. I need to have a marathon. The Skrill. What the actual fudge did you do that for? I didn't think Skrills could be infected, but then I came across this one near the deceased but wildebeest former lair. The ice has begun to melt in its absence. I suppose this one was hibernating when the worms thawed just enough to burrow and reproduce beneath its skin. Luckily, I saw it before it could bite my head off. It sparked and hissed, but I don't think it can use its lightning without burning its parasites. I believe these dragons may have remnants of their former consciousness, but it's been rewired to preserve its own parasites. I'm not certain, though I hope Hiccup returns soon. Hiccup's in an issue right now. The Skaldron. We haven't seen as many Skaldrons as I thought we would, but it still happens at least once a week. They beach themselves on our shores and frighten our livestock. They no longer spit boiling water, but they still seem to have the instincts for it. Instead of water, they spew their own rotting fluids at any moving creature. That's freaking gross. You're getting spit at with bile and acid at that point. Oh, that's so gross. It's cold and sticky, and I haven't found a solution for the smell yet. Almost each time we see one, its jaw cavity has rotted and fallen off. It seems as if they're still somewhat conscious and able to somewhat feel the pain. The village complains of the noise when they show up, mostly at night. Well, then go take care of it, because that is really loud. Whispering Death. Oh, that's great. Whispering Deaths are the first recorded dragons to specifically prefer humans, particularly the weak, old, and young. We need to find more defensive nocturnal dragons that can chase them off, because at night they seek any openings into a house while the village sleeps and will try to snatch Vikings from their beds. They actually found 3 victims so far, 1 being an elder of the village and 2 being children. The children survived after being cut from its stomach and are currently recovering. They keep telling us that the dragons told them secrets. Okay, now we're getting really horror specific with the fact that now you're hearing voices. So now we're getting psychological. That is a beautiful turning point. But can't seem to explain what they are. Dragons don't speak, so this is likely just a fear-induced hallucination. That's not what you want to hear. Wake up. No! I'm good. I don't want to wake up. I want to go back to bed. I choose to not wake up. How about that? The Bone Napper. Oh, goody. Bone nappers are relatively easy to avoid. Just stay out of boneyards and burial grounds, even if you find yourself in the territory. Most of them have become more skeletal than their armor and are simply too weak to ambush. Still, you should be careful. The ones that can't run well still wait for you to get close enough to strike out of curiosity. I threw a stone near one of the hiding bone napper husks. It burst up and snapped wildly, throwing other bones around in the process. Then I just sank back to hide again. The wounded. I found that the bites and scratches from husks, while not infectious, are still dangerous. Unlucky Vikings have been getting necrosis and severe infections in their wounds. I'm going to recruit some Skaldron riders to help any of the maimed prevent infections. I wonder how Goth is handling this plague. I should visit her soon. The Snap Trapper. An infected snap trapper's collection of heads don't all get infected at once. This was proven by the one I came across at a riverbank. One head had died, but not from the plague. It seems to have been bitten by the other already infected heads. Another head on the other side still hasn't quite succumbed to the illness. It's mid-stage, but too far gone to save, even if I tried to find it. I followed the sickly sweet aroma it emitted like poison flowers. It didn't smell as nauseating as other husks. I sent some dragon riders to dispatch it. That is a terrifying... It looks like flowers are to life and snapping at things. And the fact that it's only infecting one head as it goes and it's ripping apart the others is a terrifying image to think of. The Cavern Crasher. The Cavern Crasher is surprisingly quick in the caves. You can tell when a cave is infected if the walls are sticky and red, rust-colored. Some of this sticky substance can form something similar to webs. It is incredibly flammable, so if you have a torch, you should keep an escape plan in mind. The substance is a mix of the dragon's flammable mucus and its own bodily fluids. Be light on your feet, too. These dragons are very quick and keep their collapsible rib cage even after death. That's scary. They will snap you up and drag you deeper into the cave until your body gets crushed from the narrow walls or until you bleed out. Another warning, you can't wash the smell out of your clothes. That's smelly. Not great. Oh, that's the worms. Those are the parasites within the dragons. The egg and larval stage of the parasites aren't very dangerous yet. The stage is completely unnoticeable. I believe that once the eggs hatch, the larvae use the sticky proteins they produce, I wasn't done, to stick to the stomach as their mouth parts develop. Gross. At the adolescent phase, the parasites dig through the stomach and climbs up to the brain. The dragon will likely feel itchy but not quite painful yet, as the parasites are still tiny. Once they reach the brain, the symptoms begin. The adult stage is the most common phase found in almost husks, or fresh husks. At this stage, the dragon is essentially a walking corpse. This phase is long and skinny, with vein-like tendrils that stick to the bones and tissue of the husk to keep it mobile. They work as a hive mind, I think. They bite. I had to step on it. Don't let it bite people. Don't let it bite the Vikings. Oh, goody, that's gotta be fun to fight. I didn't think arbor wings could become affected due to their intense heat and blinding flames, but this one has a special case. This one was a special case. It must have been sick of dying. Like the typhoomerangs, it seems like the metal weapons on its hide have sunken into the decaying tissue. I wonder if it's the congealing bodily fluids holding the armor together, or perhaps the fluids produced by the parasites. This dragon, when giving chase, will lower its head and somehow impale it. This one's face was almost completely bone, charred as of the dragon was trying to save itself but could no longer withstand its own flames. That dragon was trying its hardest and it could not succeed, but it went out fighting. Wait a minute. Oh! That is a terrible way to go. The snaffle fang. Yeah, I see you. A snaffle-fang husk is especially dangerous in wide open spaces. Upon detection, it will charge. You have a better chance in a forest or hills, but it will still destroy everything in its path to reach you. Most often, an infected snaffle-fang's tail will fall off as the corpse moves due to the host's failing body. I found that in the later stages of infection, the fully grown parasites grow root-like appendages that connect to the dragon's tissue to hold it together. It seems that the tail is just too heavy and rots off too quickly for this stage. But it will still push through and break everything to get at you because it is just driven by base instinct of hunger and destruction and death. That is not an enemy you want to fight. Smothering smoke breath. I'm good. I'm good with all these dragons being undead. A smothering smoke breath husk colony is like a trip to Niflheim. The smoke they produce isn't as hot as the living ones, but it's even more suffocating. The smoke smells like a charred, rotting corpse and stings the eyes and orifices. It may cause infections, so if you come across smoke that doesn't feel quite warm enough, leave the area. If the ground is obscured by smoke, use a long object to test the ground. If you fall into a nest, pray that they will reach you before you choke to death in the putrid fog. Because either way, you're going out and you're dying, and there's no rescue for you. I love this horror universe. Now we have... Didn't mean to make Dagger do the... Okay. This was the only survivor out of the three. Enough, I can't stand to hear any more of this. Those poor babies. By the way, since I'm the one who found the baby Night Fury, can I keep it? No. I'll take that as a maybe. You're not getting the baby. Hurry up, Stormfly can sense something and it's making her nervous. Did you see him in the background? Toothless is coming! Oh god! Let's get an instant replay. Just lunged. Oh, thank you for that. I really appreciated that. I was not expecting that jump scare. That was a lot of my poor heart from all the reading I've done. Snotlout. And this is, I think, the first post of Chapter 2. Snotlout and Hookfang are our main defenders. They do their job well, but I fear it's taking a toll on both of them. The horns of Spitelout's helm hang low on his son's head. He used to be so prideful, but now he speaks about nothing but the amount of infected beasts that were spotted and that were slain. The people of Berk rarely sleep these days, but Snotlout seems to avoid it like it's a crime. Sometimes I can hear him having nightmares. Well, I mean, if you are the main defender, you are going to be running ragged. That's not a good nightmare to have. Oh! Oh, now you're just jump scaring me a lot. Oh, you're so peaceful. It's okay, Hookfang. I had a bad dream too. But it's only the dragons being infected, it's not the Vikings. Because if the Vikings start getting infected, then it's going to be nothing but chaos. Oh, now we're getting some lore on the twins. Rough Nut is a shell of herself now. I haven't seen her smile since she lost Barf to the infection. It got even worse since we realized some dragons could be saved right afterwards. I sometimes check on Bellich, but he seems terrified. I understand why he's struggling to move, but Rough Nut and Tough Nut make sure he eats and drinks. Maybe he can learn to walk again through prosthetics. For now, we need to focus on a cure for our tidal dragons. Yeah, she lost her traveling companion. She lost her friend. Tough Nut, like his sister, has lost his smile for the most part. I can tell he's trying to cheer us up, but even he knows the devastation caused by this disease can't be consoled. He's been helping Gothy and me try to find new cures for the illness, but as each day passes and more people and dragons are lost, his smiles less and less. I miss the pranks him and Rough Nut used to play. I pray that Hiccup gets back soon and in one piece. I was saying, there's a connection made between these riders and their dragons. And they're not recovering well. I've been studying the parasites again. Every time I do, I get more and more confused. Apparently, they're a little more complex than what I first thought. Their metamorphosis is longer and much stranger as well. Why can't I talk? Information, I'm 70% sure that much larger dragons can attack if they become infected due to their weight. Dragons, like, they're back. Hiccup's back. Ooh, it's about to get real spicy now, huh? Now that they're back. So this is Chapter 2, Comic 1. Fish legs! So this is the one who has been jotting everything down. What is it? This is the one who's been researching and studying everything. It's Hiccup. But we saw that Hiccup didn't go well because he got attacked. Where's Hick? Hiccup's not doing well. Oh, you don't even give a tease at the end? Oh, I'm so upset. But this is all that's out right now for the How to Train Your Dragon Infection comic. I absolutely love this. Thank you for those that recommended this so much on the other How to Train Your Dragon analog horror that I watched. This is so incredible. It's so beautiful. It's so in-depth. The lore is just beautiful, and seeing how all the different dragons are reacting in different ways and how they all have their different and own behaviors is so beautiful and in-depth. This is incredible. If you want to check out Sneep Snop's channel, I really felt like that was a weird thing to say, but I said it properly. If you want to check out their channel, link in the description below. I cannot recommend it enough. Link in the description. Again, just click it. Go. You will not regret it. This is beautiful horror. I love it. If you enjoyed this as much as I did, though, make sure to smash that like button. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this. If there's any things you'd like to see me react to on YouTube, whether it be a comic series, an analog horror, or a short film, let me know in the comments down below. I take them all into consideration. And if you're new around here and you've been enjoying what you're seeing, why not click that subscribe button and click that bell to get notified of my next video. I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.